This is a clip from the Red Cow Arcade podcast.
Well, let's do the one we've both seen, which is Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
How about
that? I was worried about this movie because I know that everybody involved creatively with it is extremely politically motivated in a very partisan way. And
I heard it was like supposed to be for like climate change. I don't know where I heard that. Somebody said it.
Well, Leo, I mean, yeah. And so I don't know. It's not a very good recipe for satire when it's like, hi, the purpose of the following comedy is to get you to vote a certain way. Like it's not really although I've been thinking about that lately. I'm like, well, could it be, is that acceptable? Or, I mean, of course it's acceptable, but it always feels to me like what you would want to do with any good satire, any good art, is you don't want the audience to be extremely clear on what the political messaging of the movie or the artist are. It would be ideal. I think it would be really ideal if both sides of the political spectrum could watch that movie and be like, oh, they totally lampooned my opponent.
Yeah.
You know, which in spots for this movie, that's almost the case. And then in other spots, it's just kind of clearly partisan. Yeah.
So the conceit of the movie is there's an asteroid heading toward Earth or meteor or something, and comet, actually, I think.
Comet. Yep.
And the scientists have calculated that's definitely going to, like 100% is going to hit it. And they're trying to convince like the media and the president and all this stuff. And there's all these agendas, and the media has their own thing that they're trying to do. And so it's kind of like a tragic comedy in a way of
they can't cut
and
through.
And these scientists, the scientists themselves are getting caught up in it too. So there's something with that. It kind of reminds me of like, some of the COVID scientists now, like Fauci. It's like, are you on that TV program because you like it, like being in the spotlight? Or
that's an example of how I felt that they were kind of being politically even-handed with like making fun of everybody, kind of, the sort of South Park thing.
Yeah, I can see some of the scenes where it felt like maybe it was along political lines, but I didn't even realize what. I think I'm guessing in the end Meryl Streep was supposed to be a conservative president, but I thought she was, because they had pictures of her like hugging Bill Clinton and stuff like that. So I thought it was like kind of ambiguous at first, at least.
And I suspect that Adam McKay, I suspect that he's like, look, our Democrat leaders haven't done much to solve the planet's woes either, or something. Yeah, I'm sure.
And they virtue signal instead of actually doing anything. And so I actually felt, I didn't feel that like miffed about any.
No, I agree. Only in spots, but specifically there. What was it? There was like a turn. Oh yeah. When they look up in the sky and they see it, which I thought was a smart scene, like they finally are like, we can actually see it. Like, just look up. And then there was like this movement of like, don't look up, look down and just try to shuffle your feet and deny reality and stuff, which I think is kind of funny. I thought that was like like to actually make that the political rally cry of like, we're going to like bury our heads in the sand about reality.
I thought it was pretty funny.
It was funny. But I thought it was disappointing that they were like, the dumb people that reject it are all construction workers from the South and bumpkins, and it just made it Trump's people. And I was like, couldn't you have kind of made I don't know, like, isn't there a better way to do this?
Yeah, but I thought the movie was great. Like I did think it was great. Like it
was funny. It was very funny.
I thought Leo was really good. Like I thought his performance was. I mean, he's amazing, but his performance, sometimes I forgot it was him. Like he just like plays this like frumpy scientist really well, getting caught up in the hysterics of it all.
Yeah, he put a little weight on. I liked his affair with Kate Blanchett was maybe my favorite part of it, specifically at the end when Tyler Perry. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. When
Tyler Perry was like, so like, do you want to have sex? What do you do in your last moments? She's like, I just want to get drunk and talk shit about people. I just want to be as toxic as I can possibly be. That's who I am. It was like, that's. And the thing that sticks out to me the most is when Jonah Hill was like, there's us and them. There's you, the poor. There's us, the cool rich. He was very funny in it.
I enjoyed it. I like even with the knowledge that it's supposed to be an allegory for something. Like, I don't think necessarily it has to be because it's a comet. Because I see a lot of like the COVID stuff in there. I see a lot of any kind of emergency in there where it's just like, I don't know, like everyone tries to either cash grab or or try to.
It satirized a lot of things that are spot on about where we are as a culture right now, and I think it lands where it needs to land, which that kind of that morose ending of like, we really had it all and we flushed it down the toilet. We insisted on our own demise. And there's this sequence where, this kind of family forms. It's like Leo's family, and it's Jennifer Lawrence, and it's this other guy that's been with them the whole movie. And then there's these kind of like wayward, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Who again?
He's showing up in everything.
Yeah, and he's good in everything. He always brings something interesting to his roles. Like always gives something unexpected. But they're kind of trying, like they've been fighting the whole movie to get their message heard, and they kind of have resigned at this point. They're like, we're just going to live our last moments in happiness, as and family is kind of where happiness is. And so they're like trying to carry on mundane conversation about the food or about whatever, while they're about to be consumed by flame, basically. And there's this moment where one of Leo's kids, who I think might have been was supposed to have been like kind of mentally challenged or socially challenged or something. There's something kind of like there's some kind of unfortunate thing there. The kid starts to like take notice of like the table's shaking, the house is about to blow up, and Leo puts his hand on the kid's shoulder to kind of like refocus him. And I thought that was like so heartbreaking and tragic. I was just like, but of course I guess it's a shortcut. Where, if trying to calm your child because they're about to die is, maybe one of the most tragic things you could ever depict in fiction. But there was, I remember I was really hit by that moment,
It was effective. Yeah, I noticed that moment too. And that whole scene was done really well. And I think it's a good movie. And I don't know. I don't know what the reception of this beyond our little circle is, but
yeah, I don't know either. But I liked it for sure.
It seems like, I think Netflix said it's one of the highest viewed movies they've done so far. So.
Yeah, I think it is the highest viewed, which is good because it has nothing to do with superheroes. So that's something.
And it's quality. I generally like Adam McKay's stuff. I like
the Big Short.
Big Short was good. I didn't see whatever his Dick Cheney one was, but normally I would criticize a 2.5 hour comedy where there's like open-ended scenes where people are improvising and stuff. Normally that like goes right. Oh yeah. It's 2.5 hours. It didn't feel like 2.5 hours.
It's long, but it, the performances are the point here. Like the ways that people kind of keep missing each other in conversation, or the refusal to listen to one another. That is kind of like the point of the movie. So I actually think it really works in its favor to have these sequences where like especially the first one with Meryl Streep, where she's, if anybody's ever been in a meeting with somebody that you needed to get their attention, you needed somebody that has power over you, that you're like, okay, I need to like make sure my message is loud and clear. And you can kind of tell that your meeting with them is their block in their day that they're relaxing. They're kind of like taking the day off while you're talking. And because they keep like redirecting the conversation to like fun stuff or stuff, talking about smoking or, I thought that played out brilliantly. And so, and it helps too. Like if you're going to do these comedic improvisations, it's cool to do it with normally drama actors. Like,
big drama. I mean, she's great in The Devil Wears Prada. She's a great comedic actress.
Yeah, she's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
All that stuff with like the B-roll of like seals and like
it was cute. It like added a little artfulness to it and playfulness.
That's kind of what I'm looking for, and I got a lot of that. I do wonder what it's like to be a Hollywood director that hates materialism and hates like the media. It feels like it's like you must just hate every moment of your life. They hates the rich. They hates the mega rich. But you're like, all right, Leo DiCaprio and Meryl Streep, why don't you be in the movie? And we can together hate the rich. It's the Oscars problem. It's very odd.
Yeah, it is the strange thing.
And Jonah Hill, he's gained and lost so much weight over the years. He's almost like transcendent. Like he's almost like he's no weight at all.
Yeah, he was in between this time, and he looked really good.
Very good. We were talking a little bit about it in Discord. Jonah Hill, I feel, has played to his strengths and done a really kind of Matthew McConaughey-esque transition in his career to a really solid place that makes good use of his talents while not typecasting him really anymore. And
yeah,
it's more than I can say for other. I'm sure some people like some of like Adam Sandler's dramatic work and stuff, but I always find it a bit awkward and a bit like, it feels like he's taking a vacation from comedy and he'll be back to it very soon. Whereas Jonah Hill feels like he's very comfortable in these roles and that he really brings a lot to these roles. Like, certainly Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. What's the one with
in Moneyball?
Moneyball. Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.